Before we dive into today's episode, I have something truly special to share. Next September, I'll be leading an intimate women's retreat through the south of France and northern Italy, and you're invited. Picture this: mornings exploring the colorful markets of the French Riviera, afternoons sipping wine, and a hotel view with golden Mediterranean sunsets. Whether you love photography, food, or just want to reconnect with your playful creative self, this trip is designed for you. Spots are limited, so if all this sounds like your kind of adventure, please visit tourwithabsolutely.com and look for the tour France and Italy with Crystal. You can also send me a message or check out the show notes. Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a singer in Paris? We talked to Cecilya. She's originally from Spain, but she's been traveling all over the world and France, sharing her music and her love of rock and roll. So welcome to the show, Cecilya.
Hi, nice to meet you, Crystal.
It's lovely to speak with you today. Your music is beautiful. I was really enjoying listening to you, and you're going to be performing all over France. You have been for some time now, but I always like to go back to the start of where you're from and what brought you to Paris.
Okay, well, I'm from Barcelona, Spain. And, well, I started music when I was 3. And I came to Paris in 2019. And it was just, I don't know. I had nothing in Paris. I was just wanted to try, and I loved Paris since I was a little girl. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Good for you. And what a time to move as well. I mean, then the pandemic happened. Talk about that.
Yeah, everything started perfect. I arrived here in 2019 and I started working a lot because people here like this kind of music that I do, rock and roll, 50s, rhythm and blues. And I was working a lot, and then everything closed. We couldn't work. I was like locked in a cage. And so we spent a year without working. I didn't know anyone, but yeah, I barely knew anyone here. And I took that time to make my first album. So it was not that bad in the end, even if it took me like a lot of self-work to be okay. But music helped me, yeah.
Definitely. It makes a big difference having that time to focus on the music too.
Yeah. The thing is that I always wanted to make an album, but I never had the time because I was always touring when I was living back in Spain. And the pandemic just gave me the time to do it.
Talk a little bit about that. Like, what surprised you most about the music scene here in Paris?
I arrived here because a friend of mine told me that with my style, life could be better for me in Paris. Like, people like this kind of music. So when I arrived, I was surprised that everybody loved what I did and that there were no artists like me, like doing this style of music. So I was like the only one, not the only one, but professionally, yes. So that was the first surprise. And the second surprise that was that musicians didn't speak any English, which I just didn't think that was possible, but it was like that. And well, it was a difficult start because, you know, with ambient music all the time and people speaking loud and people drinking, it was difficult for me to communicate during the shows and after the shows. But, well, luckily I learned French and I forgot English.
There you go. So talk a little bit about that, about your music and the kind of music you do.
What I do is like original songs, but inspired by 1950s music, which would be blues, rhythm and blues, a little jazzy, and rock and roll. So yeah, what I do is new, but inspired by old stuff.
And how has Paris influenced or reshaped your music while moving here?
Well, I don't think I have changed since I arrived. Sorry, I do it again.
You brought your own style with you and you kept it.
That's it. Yeah, the style was within me, and just I found the right musicians to do a project I wanted to do because where I was living, there were no musicians specialized in this kind of music. So that's why I stayed. In fact.
Talk about these musicians. How did you find them and how did you end up working together?
When I arrived here, I went to all the possible jam sessions that exist in Paris. And I was singing like every night in every jazz club or bar or everywhere. And the second week of being here in Paris, if that was March 2019, I met Rodolphe Dumont, which is the guitarist and co-composer of all the songs we do, and he's also my partner. And well, it was just like I was lucky to meet him on the second week here. Of course, we didn't start working that week, and we didn't start a relationship together on that time. But I mean, I was lucky. And then for the other musicians, I was just meeting new people and playing everywhere. And people recommended me to meet other people to try to do some gigs at the beginning because I didn't have no band. So it was other musicians proposing me gigs and proposing me teams of musicians. And finally, I just picked the ones which I fit best. Not only music, not only talking about music, but also talking about personality. Because sometimes very good musicians are not that nice. And so, well, I chose the best ones.
Yeah, there can be a lot of big egos, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Paris is the capital for this kind of music in Europe. So I think there are people who think they are the best in the world, and sometimes you have to be humble, I think.
Yeah, and you found love here too. Let's talk about that. So you met this man and you're like, let's make music together. And then you ended up falling in love as well.
In fact, that was my dream. I always wanted to do this, like, like a Star is Born film. But that happened. That really happened to me. In fact, we fell in love before working together. We fell in love, and he didn't want to work with me. He was working with other people, and he was like, "Oh no, mixing music and work, that's not gonna work." But I insisted.
You're like, we'll do
and
both.
and finally here we are.
I love that. And then and talk about your band, the Candy Kings.
Well, I just don't know what to say about my band. I'm happy to play about with people that I admire. My musicians are just incredible. We've had different musicians going in and by in the group because here in France, there's a system that makes it complicated to have all the time the same band. But in any case, everyone with whom I've played, they are amazing.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that system because I think a lot of listeners don't know how it works here.
Well, here in France, like the government pays you to be an artist, like on stage, and you have to do a minimum of gigs per year, and then you've got a salary, a musician salary.
Which is incredible. I mean, so many artists would love that because it's the same in cinema too.
Yeah, cinema, and even technicians do. Even technicians have this right to earn this money. And the thing is that I think it's the only country in the world that has this.
Yeah, and it makes it possible for artists to be artists, really.
Exactly. When I lived back in Spain, I used to work every day. And it was not the same. I was singing in hotels and doing everything I could. Now I can do artistically what I want to do. That's the difference.
Yeah, and that's a huge difference. You can actually like follow what really makes you feel and makes you want to create what you make. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky. I feel lucky since I live here.
So your sound blends blues, soul, and retro influences. How did that identity take shape? How did you decide this was the music you wanted to make?
In fact, I've always been into music. I started learning piano and music theory when I was 3. And I studied musical theater after. And everything started when I moved to Mallorca after my studies, and I was 23. So it was a late thing. I arrived in Mallorca for working in hotels, like singing in hotels and that stuff. And I met a guy who just brought me a vinyl. It was a Sun Records recording, like a mix of different artists. And I listened to that and I was like, wow, I don't know what's this, but I want to know more because I feel like this is made, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I really like. And I've never heard something like that before. And it was old music. And since that day, I started studying, I started listening to a lot of music. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. And 1 year after, I had my band, a rhythm and blues band, back in Mallorca. And I started doing this. I mean, just covers, of course, because I didn't have the culture to compose songs like that. But it was like a revelation to me. That vinyl changed my life.
I love how it all happened so quickly too. It's just like, okay, I want to do this. Here we go. We're doing it.
Well, yeah, that happened so quickly, but I've been doing music since I was little. So yes and no.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not like you just started making music, but the fact that you could pull a band together and start getting paid, it's wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, I've always knew that I wanted to do this. I didn't know how, but I knew I was going to do it.
Talk about some of the biggest obstacles of being an artist in Paris.
Be an artist in Paris, it's something complicated because there's a lot of people competing to have the same as you have, and a lot of talented people. Because I think all talents from all around the world come to Paris because they know that system is cool. There are a lot of venues, a lot of possibilities that make you travel around the world. So when I arrived here, I felt like competitivity was something wow hard. And now everybody knows my name, so it's a little bit easier, but it's hard to handle as a person. I mean, I do it because I love my job, but well, you need a lot of support, mental support from family, friends, and people around you.
Definitely. It can be a lot. I mean, it's hard to follow those passions and also compete with such great talent at the same time.
That's
And
it.
talk a little bit about what it's like to find gigs here, to work in different bars, and how does that work?
In fact, I don't work a lot in Paris anymore. We usually go outside of Paris because I don't know. I had my time here, but now I think we're better out of Paris. And we work with different agencies, and we started touring around Europe. And I prefer doing festivals and getting to see different people every night from different parts of the world, from different cultures. And I don't know, I prefer it. But we keep on working sometimes in Paris, like in Caveau because we love this place and because I'm playing there since I arrived. So we keep the contact with people in here, but we're playing a little less since the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's great that you can take the show on the road though, and talk a little bit about Cab Huchette for those who don't know about it.
Well, this place is magic. I mean, that was the first place I went when I arrived here because I saw the film La La Land, and you can see a reproduction of Caveau de la Huchette in that film. And well, I don't know, something happens inside there. And when I arrived, it was not that crowded because now if you go there, you can't even walk. But when I arrived, it was not like that. But it also had the magic, like with French people like dressed like in the 1920s, 1940s, and they just came dancing. Now there's no space for dancing, but this place, wow, I don't know what to say. It's just amazing, and it's one of my favorite places in the world to play. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I remember all the swing dancers. It was one of the first places I visited as well. It's all these little old French people just swing dancing down there.
Yeah, it's amazing. When I went there and I saw these people, I was like, "Wow, we moved back in time. I love this." But now, I mean, I don't know if you've been there. Like the last 3 years, it's crowded. It's packed with people that are 16, 18, 20 years. And it's crazy because there's a lot of people who never listen to this music, but the passion, the passion they have for us when we play, it's amazing. You feel like you are in a big theater. You say, "Hi, are you there?" And they're like, "Yeah!" Wow. It's amazing.
I love that. Yeah, I haven't been in years, but when I used to go like you, it wasn't that crowded. But yeah, now I see a line wrapped around the building all the time.
Yeah, there's 2 hours waiting to go in.
Wow. And what does your creative process look like now? Is it messy? Is it intuitive? Is it structured when you're creating music?
I think I'm a structured person, so usually, but not always, but usually I get some titles. Like they come to me when I'm in the shower or even while I'm dreaming, and I note the titles. And then I try to work on some catchy sentences that work with it. And after, I usually put the melody on. But also, it can happen just the other way, and I can be just driving in my car, and a melody comes up, and then some lyrics, and it's like, okay, I've got something, and then we work together with my partner to finish it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of structured. I don't have like 24 I don't have like 24 songs that have just like, don't know, the chorus, and I don't have, I think, anything else. It's just, I don't know, I have two or three at the same time, no more.
I love that. And how do you handle moments when inspiration goes quiet, when you feel like you're not feeling anything?
But luckily, as I'm an independent artist, I can manage my time as I want. And during these past 4 years, we've done 3 albums. And luckily, I had enough ideas to make them. So now I don't have time to be creative, but I don't have the pressure of of doing an album like next year. Nobody pushes me to do something that I don't want to, and I think that's I'm lucky for that.
Definitely. It's a good place to be. And do you think creativity comes more from discipline or impulse?
And nothing comes to your mind, but you keep on trying every day a little bit. One day when you're not trying to write and you're doing something else, the inspiration comes to you. But I think this doesn't happen if you haven't worked on it before. I don't know if I explain myself.
Yeah, no, definitely. That makes sense. Like you just can't know until you try, really.
Yeah, I think it comes like, I don't know, like a like a blessing, but you have to work on it before, because if not, it's not gonna come.
Exactly. You have to be like in a flow state.
Yeah, but for sure, it's not gonna come when you want it to come.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be open to receive.
That's it.
So, what do you hope someone feels the first time they hear your voice?
Wow. I hope this person connects with me and what I'm trying to explain, what I'm trying to say. I just, yeah, I think one of the things people say to me when they see me live is that I don't know how to say it in English, but in French they say, "Oh, ça m'a touché." It's like I move people. I connect with them at some point emotionally, and that makes them feel something. And I think that's the most important thing music can do.
It's such a compliment. And yeah, you're exactly right. It means that you moved somebody, it was touching, they felt something like you want people to feel.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
And what's next for the band? Like, what are you guys working on? I know you're going on tour. Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, we've just released our new album this year, and we've been touring around Europe since April. And we also been to the States for the first time. We played in Vegas in April. And we will continue touring around. This weekend we're going to be in Germany. And in December, we're going to be in Cabo Lochet. And next year, we're going to be in Switzerland and in other countries, in Spain as well. So, yeah, keep on touring. That's the life I want. That's what I love. I really love, like, every day getting to know new audiences and connecting to new people and seeing the reaction of people. Even if I love creating, what I really, really, really love is being on stage and talking or singing to people.
I love that you went to the States and did Vegas. Like, talk about what that felt like. Is there a difference between the audiences in different countries?
Oh, totally. I mean, every country and even every region is different. I mean, there's no point in comparing German people to Spanish people. There's no way. But that's the thing, because you have to reach them emotionally, and you have to find different ways depending on the audience and depending on the place you're playing. And wow. And referring to Vegas, for me was a dream come true, because we played in the biggest rock and roll festival in the world, and for me it was like a dream. It's been 10 years since I want to play there, and when they said that they booked us, I was so happy. So when I arrived there, well, for me it was crazy. I mean, singing in Vegas, like Frank Sinatra, like Elvis, like, well, like everybody.
That is definitely next level. That's huge. Like, congratulations.
Thank you.
And talk about how you would define creativity in your own words.
For me is letting my inner self express different feelings, ideas, and emotions, and turning them into something that speaks for itself, like, for example, a song, a melody, or some verses. I think it's a necessity for everyone. Like, we need to express ourselves through music, painting, dancing, whatever. But and then you decide, or maybe I should say that life decides if that becomes the way you earn your living or not. But, well, that's another question. Yeah, I think it's just letting your inner self express different feelings and ideas and turning them into something.
I completely agree. And talk a little bit about some advice you would give with maybe creative people who are struggling to find what they want to do or struggling to figure out how to make money with what they do. Do you have any advice?
I think, well, I know it sounds poetically perfect, but you don't have to think about money when you're thinking, when you're creating, when you're doing something you like. That will come after, or maybe not. That maybe will never come. But I think you don't have to wait till you feel ready to do something. You don't have to look for something special. You just have to start doing it because your heart tells you to do it. uh, as I said before, if you start doing something and nothing comes to your mind, if you search for a melody and this just doesn't appear, you have to keep on trying, like, every day. I don't know. I don't think there's a key for creativity. I think you just have to do it. But, I mean, for me, it's something that I just have to do. I can't avoid doing it. That's it. Even if it doesn't give me money.
It's like breathing for you.
Yeah, yeah. I need to tell my story through my songs, and then try to connect emotionally with people. Yeah, I think that's what I love the most.
Yeah, it's all about connection and like a form of therapy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do it for me. I don't do it for people.
You're like, I need this. If you want to come
Yeah,
along, perfect.
yeah. When I was a little girl and I came back from school, and something was no good, like, I don't know, bad notes on I mean, I don't know, when something was not good. I came back from school, and I was like, okay, I need to sing. And I spent like 3 hours after school singing in my room, but like singing really loud. I was like expressing all that feeling that I just didn't know how to name those feelings, but I had to sing them out.
And they say, I think science has even proven now that singing, they're not sure why, or just music in general, it just affects our brain. It just triggers some kind of happiness, and they can't really figure out why.
Yeah, I don't know, but for me, it's like, wow, yeah, that's my solution to every problem. I have to sing.
And talk about Spotify and platforms like that. Do you think they're a necessary evil? Do they help your music? Does it hurt artists?
I think we need these platforms because if not, people won't know our songs, our music. It's the way we have to be public because it's the system has changed and we need to adapt. Before, you could sell CDs and vinyls and that was it. But now you've got to do live shows. And the only way of doing live shows is if people get to know your music. So I think we have no choice, and I'm happy to see that there's people in Australia that knows me because they listen to me on Spotify. So I think it's not that bad, even if if they don't pay what they should pay. But luckily, we earn money with the gigs. So yeah, I'm a lucky person.
Yeah, the music world has totally changed because, like you said, they could make money with albums before, but now basically the only way to make money is on tour.
Yeah, and selling some merch, but that also passes through tour because you sell merchandising on tour, not online. Well, you can, but it's not the same.
Yeah, definitely. And talk about what's next for the band. Obviously, you're going to keep touring, you're going to be all over the world. Where can people follow you and listen and learn more about your music?
Well, if people want to connect with me online, uh, the easiest way is through my socials. It's Cecilia Mestres on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And if they want to see us live, well, if they live in Paris, they can come to Cabot Lachette by New Year's Eve all the week. And if not, they can just follow our tour on my website. You can check cecilia.net, and there you've got all the shows coming up, and well, you know where to find me.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to end with one of your songs, and I just want to thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thanks to you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure, and I hope people will like this interview.
Take me back to the times with Marilyn and James Dean. Teenagers and rebels could watch the king on TV, where people can't stop jiving, rock and rolling to the light. Music keeps them smiling back in 1955. Greaseback hair, Hollywood curls, dancing to the fruity like Colorado girls, where people can't stop jiving, rock and rolling to the light. Music keeps them smiling back in 1955. Bring me back to the drive-in movies to dream of being a brand new star. Vinyl's jukebox is full of great music, country rhythm, blues and jive. Those are always on my mind. Bring me back to those good times back in 1955. Take me back to the times with Marilyn and James Dean. Teenagers and rebels could watch the king on TV, where people can't stop jiving, rock and rolling to the light. Music keeps them smiling back in 1955. Greaseback hair and Hollywood curls, dancing to the booty like all other girls, where people can't stop jiving, rock and rolling to the light. Music keeps them smiling back in 1955.